Dusk has hit, and you still haven't quit. But as you lay for slumber, you suddenly become encumbered. The desire for Rule 34 begins to take over and sneak you. You now have two options: fight back or allow its adoption. But before you can decide, you feel it take over inside. PreNut Delusion is what causes your demise. We've all felt PreNut Delusion in our degenerate lives, caulk in hand, mind of its own. PreNut Delusion is a very dangerous state because it's when you're most likely to do something you'll regret, like making a Grindr account or jacking off to a Funko Pop. Not that I've done that. So especially during this eventful month known as No Nut November, it's important to know how to wrestle back against it. So I'm here, Father Abreian, to give you a day-by-day, step-by-step, second-by-second, month-by-month guide in order to plow through your PreNut Delusion. And I've had PreNut Delusion in my time as credibility, as my credibility statement, like citing your sources in English class. One time, I whacked it 7 times in a day, and the skin began to peel. That was the cause of PreNut Delusion. And I learned how to fight back against it because I don't want a repeat of that. It's not fun, it hurts. So here we go. If you're really down in the slums, you're ready to come, you may want to wake up and bust one out right away. But I'm telling you now, don't do this, okay? And get this, right? The way to not do this is to just get out of your bed right when you wake up. Go get some water or something. Go down to your cabinet, grab a cup, fill it up with water, and drink it. Don't sit and lay and contemplate whether it's worth it or not to spooge one out, because it's not worth it. If you bust in the morning, I'm not even going to sugarcoat it for you. That is the biggest L you can take during No Nut November. Or like NoFap, or any kind of streak you're trying to obtain. Busting right in the morning, you can't even control your monkey brain for 10 minutes. So literally get out of your bed and just don't contemplate. It's pretty simple. I believe in you. The waking hours refers to school hours, work hours, time spent when you're not at home. You're kind of occupied, your brain's occupied. And this is usually the easiest time period to not bust one out, because your mind is occupied with other thoughts, not thoughts, but thoughts. Hopefully you have enough self-control to not sneak off to the stall and bust one out, or God forbid, hand in the pocket during math class. You're not like Wolf of Wall Street. You don't got to bust one out mid-shift, mid-school to focus or something. And for those who aren't in school or work, you're just kind of sat at home, you need to find something to do, obviously. Whether that be growing a business or some project you're working on, or maybe start going to school or work. Don't just lay around in your bed all day, because for one, bust or not, that's just kind of loserish. And for two, laying in bed is a recipe for nut. So the afternoon hours, you just got home from work or school. This is pretty high likelihood you're going to fail, honestly, because your brain's already making excuses because you're all tired and shit. So you'll give yourself a reason and yank yourself off. But even though this is when the work day just ended, this is where the actual challenge begins. This is what you signed up for, buddy. So what you need to do, you take the urges, right? Because you get strong urges when it comes to fapping. And you got to turn these urges into something productive. You got to turn them towards something productive specifically. You need to fill up your time with things that are productive. Working out, school work, business, socializing, whatever the hell you do. Anything that isn't laying in bed and scrolling on social media. And on top of spending your time doing other things so you don't bust, you're actually doing a productive thing. So it's going to cause other avenues of your life to improve. Now this here, the sleeping hours, this is where, undoubtedly, you're most likely to fail. And this is where most people do fail, but not you, my friend. Not you. An hour before bed, you need to take your phone, right? Set your alarm, whatever, if you use it for an alarm. Set that shit face down, plug it in, or whatever you need to do. Don't touch it. Then you need to stick to a designated nighty-night time routine. I'll make a simple one for you. Wash your face, brush your teeth, read for 30 to 45 minutes, meditate for 5 to 10 minutes, and then go to sleep. And if you've been fapping for every day for some time, you're just doing this November thing because it's so fun and cool. Well, then, of course, you're going to have strong urges. Probably going to be a little bit addicted. And in that case, in the nighttime, that's why it's so hard, because it's hard to distract yourself at night. And this is where willpower just comes in. You need to just have some willpower. Stick to your nighttime routine. Put the energy into washing your face or something. Number one tip I can give you with succeeding at NoFap or NNN November and just having good mental health is quitting prawn. As you heard from me a million times and the guy next door and the guy 2 houses down, prawn absolutely fries your dopamine receptors, which makes it hard to actually enjoy life. Makes it so you need to watch it to get that giddy and excited feeling. But prawn has such negative effects on how you view women, your mental health, and on your wiener. Do you really want to get dopamine from this? Like, no, not really. Prawn is all about watching two people pipe and then fap into it. Also known as cucking. When you watch prawn, you're cucking yourself. Even past NNN November, whatever the hell, prawn should be a priority to quit. It should be a priority of yours to quit prawn. It should be your number one goal. By the end of November, I will have quit prawn. I promise you there is no regrets in it. A lot of these fellas on the interwebs talk about getting into the top 5% of men. And a lot of that's bungus, I'm not going to lie, but I can tell you the top 5% of men, they're not spending their time fapping to prawn. So please make it your NNN November goal. Write it down right now or some shit. I will quit prawn by the end of November. Another basic tip that I mentioned in some spiels earlier is turning your sexual energy towards something more productive, like hitting a testosterone workout or doing some homework. Once you learn to turn your sexual energy towards something more productive, not only will you get stuff done more, but you realize that sexual energy isn't bad. Because if you have been on NoFap, been trying to quit prawn, stop jerking off so much, you kind of got this negative stigma on sexual energy. But in reality, sexual energy is a beautiful thing. It's only the ways we let out our sexual energy that have just made it negative, like prawn, constant masturbation, and some degenerate activities. Use your sexual energy to accomplish things. This video is pretty general on NNN or NoFap or whatever the hell. I have a couple videos on my channel that go a bit deeper if you want to upgrade your pristine knowledge. But on that note, community of abreian in the description. It's my Discord server, yeah. One-on-one calls. Why aim to tailor your self-improvement. And don't fail.